The thief had been locked in the car for 3 days. He tried every possible way to escape but failed. Just as he was about to die from the heat, the car owner called. It turned out that the car was equipped with special bulletproof glass. Not only could you not see inside from the outside, but it also blocked sound. The thief was furious after hearing this and threatened to kill the owner. But the owner hung up the phone immediately. Then, the air conditioning started blowing cold air. The thief thought the owner was scared and sat in the passenger seat, letting the cold air blow on him. But soon, he realized something was wrong. The speed of the air increased, and the temperature dropped quickly. He quickly put on his clothes, tore up a newspaper to block the air vents, and finally covered himself with a floor mat. Just as he was about to freeze to death, the owner remotely turned off the air conditioning and called the thief again. The thief said he was about to die of thirst and begged the owner for some water. But the owner hung up the phone again. The thief was desperate. If he didn't get out, he might die inside the car. At that moment, a police car suddenly stopped. A traffic officer walked over, looked at the car, and the thief pounded on the glass and shouted for help. But the officer just left a ticket and drove away. Then it started to rain outside the car. The owner called again, saying there was a straw in the trunk with some water. The thief quickly pried open the trunk panel, took out the straw, filled half a bottle with windshield wiper fluid, and drank it all at once. But he still needed food, so he tore a page from the car manual, crumpled it into a ball, and chewed it. Suddenly, a man came to break into the car. The thief hoped he would succeed so he could be saved, but the man was spotted by a neighbor and arrested. In the evening, the thief saw a bug in the car. He grabbed it and put it in his mouth. Then he kept pressing the ignition button, and surprisingly, the car started. He drove it into a utility pole and climbed out through the shattered rear window. He rushed into a store, went to the freezer, took out a bottle of water, grabbed 2 hamburgers, and sat down to eat. At that moment, a security guard walked over and asked why he wasn't paying. The thief ignored him, and the angry guard grabbed his arm, intending to take him to the police station. But the thief just pulled out a gun and shot the guard dead. Suddenly, the thief woke up. It turned out that everything was just a hallucination. The car owner was mocking him over the phone. The thief looked up and saw a man standing in front of the car. It was the owner. The owner walked over, took out a can of insecticide from his bag, sprayed it around the inside of the car, and got in. Just as the owner's phone rang, the thief took advantage of his distraction, shot him, and finally escaped from the car.